you?
Hmm?
How old are you?
18.
Okay, do you support Trump?
Hello.
Okay, let's just go to the next individual, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen, everybody. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy holidays. You know what's up, how old are you?
46.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah. We've talked before. It was before Trump got in office.
Okay.
I think it's hilarious he's back in office. And you're up here slutting for likes again.
What is that even supposed to mean?
It's just hilarious that you're still up here. Trump's president. We won.
So I'm
Just
debating
want to tell you
people
that.
who support Trump.
You what?
So do you want to debate me on it? Do you want to debate me on why you still support Trump?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So why do you still support Trump?
Oh, he's done everything right. I mean, you're talking about nuclear warheads with Iran, like Iran's our friend. They've been talking about they're going to unalive America since the beginning of time.
Not since the beginning of time. It would be since U.S. military intervention within the region, especially within Iran, where we overthrew a democratically elected leader and reinstated military dictatorship, which led to the Iranian Revolution because they didn't like the conditions set up by the U.S. imperialist actions. So you understand that we've created the conditions in which led to these situations within Iran, and then you think that the military intervention somehow is going to help now? I don't think it's led to better conditions. Can you explain to me how things are better off now? Can you explain to me what objective we've met with the
We're getting
war?
our we're getting our old tankers through right now. They were frozen.
No, we're actually not getting
We're
them
getting.
through because the
We
Strait of
don't. We
Hormuz is
don't.
closed right now.
Well, we're not having to worry about missiles striking our in Iraq and our U.S. bases and our U.S. people right now, do
Yeah,
we?
we actually are because you understand that we're at war with Iran and that they're literally striking U.S. Allied bases in the region. Like that's literally what they were
Uh,
doing.
well, we're winning, and the missiles have stopped. So
What does winning mean? What objectives have we met?
we're controlling. We're controlling the oil. We're controlling the waters.
Where
We're
should the sheep?
preventing.
No,
We're
no, we're
preventing
not.
any more. We're preventing any more missiles from hitting Iraq. We
We're
lost. We
actually not. None
lost
of those
our.
things are true.
We lost our political strength in Iraq because the Taliban is taking control of our government in Iraq. So we
Nope,
had
that's
to
in
have people over there
Afghanistan.
anyways. We know in Iraq too. When
I
we put
mean,
people
I
in,
haven't seen
when
a
we
source
put
for
people
that.
in our, okay, well it's out there. So
Okay, what's your
we lost
source?
our people. I'm on a military base right now. Trust me, it's true. We've lost our
I'm on
foothold
a
there. That's
military
why we
base.
sent
Trust me,
troops over
bro.
there.
Okay, so you're driving right now. I got to go on to the next person.
No.
I literally just heard the directions in the back. If it was someone else and it was like you're like a passenger, I guess you can send a guest request back. I guess I was a little bit quick to that one, but I'm pretty sure that they were driving. So I mean, I literally heard it. I'm on a military base right now. What's up? How old are
Hello,
you? Do
Parker. I'm 18.
you support Trump?
Yes.
What's your birth year?
2008, March 23rd.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
ICE.
What do you like about ICE?
I like that they're kicking illegals out of the country because I don't think illegal immigration is like good for any country in the world, actually, even in Europe. Like, you know what's happening in
Wait,
Europe.
I have a question.
And
What state do you live in?
yeah, I live in Texas, Austin, Texas.
Okay. And what time is it?
Fuck you, bro.
Okay. I'm sorry. It registered when you said Europe. Like, and-
Hey,
yo,
how
what's up?
you
How old are
doing?
you?
I'm 46.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
still Trump.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
Uh, Say that again. Hello.
Yeah. So why do you support Trump?
Um, the illegal immigrants. The thing about it is, we love to sit here and say things about other countries and things, but our liberties are more important to us. We love our freedom. We love the big nasty cars we drive. We love the food we eat. We just love our freedom. Everybody always talking about immigration and everything else, but guess what? The people that come over, they don't try to get their country better. They come over for our liberties in America, but they talk down on America. So him sending their ass back is I think that's right. I think it's only fair. He should send them back to the country they came from, and a lot of people have problems with that. You know, we're in a war right now. We're in a war because of our liberties. If they join and become forces with their oil, they're gonna turn the fiat into worthless money like they did in Venezuela. So we got to think about this. The government fight. The
Can I
government
ask you a few
fight for our
questions?
liberties. I'm not driving. I'm working.
Okay, so if you want freedom, then why are you advocating to violate people's First Amendment rights and say that we should send people back to their country because they quote unquote talk down on America? Isn't the whole point of free speech that you have the ability to speak down on America, right, and criticize
No,
the government if you want?
that's who told you that. Where
That's
did you
what the
get that from?
Constitution.
Free speech don't no, that's more
Yeah,
like treason
the
right
literal
there. Hold
Constitution
on,
told
man.
me that.
You hold on. You know what inciting a riot is and things like that? You know what that is, right? That's
Incitement
speaking
of a riot? Yeah,
what
exactly
country
what
hold
Trump
on.
did on January 6th.
Right. So all the people that were arrested, which he was wrong for letting them out. I don't necessarily agree with everything Trump does, but let's be a little bit realistic here. When we speaking on these situations now, everything that he does is not 100% guaranteed right. But in the instance of
It's
deporting
almost
people,
100%
especially
guaranteed
people that
wrong.
listen, back in the days, you could not fly another country flag in America. Now everybody got all these different flags up from their different country. You support Mexico, but you all right. You can no problem. In another country, you support your country, but you don't want to live there. You don't want to work there. You don't want to make your country better. You want to be in America. That don't make sense.
Well,
I'm just not
why can't you
understanding.
represent your country that you came from and the country you're in simultaneously?
Go back home and build your country.
Wait.
Why you
I
can't do
think
that?
something a part of America is the fact that there are plenty of people that come from other countries, and I think that's nothing that someone should be ashamed about.
I think that is because I
Why?
think people are
You should be ashamed that you come from a different country. What? That's ridiculous.
no, I didn't say anything yet. Hold on. What you said? You thought I said?
Do you think people should be ashamed for being a part from other countries?
I think they should go home and build a country.
Wait,
That's what
why
I
shouldn't they
think.
stay here?
Why should they? When they don't do
Because they
nothing but
want
stay
to.
here. Hold on. They stay here, work, and devalue your economy here.
It doesn't
You
devalue our
see,
economy to have immigrants
yes,
here.
it does.
Immigrants
If
benefit
you
us in almost every measurable way.
okay, so when they work here, right? When they work here and
Yeah,
they sending money home, they sending
yeah,
money home. Your
yeah.
country is losing the value there because
Well,
you
we
don't know
gain
how
more
trade
value.
is.
We gain way more value. So one thing
How are
that
we
you have to
gaining way more value?
watch. One thing that you have to consider is that immigrants, when they come to this country, they increase the productive capacity of our economy and services created. They increase the demand within our economy, which creates more jobs within our economy. Right? That is very, very beneficial to the structure of our economy. And because immigrants work at a higher percentage than natural-born U.S. citizens, they actually provide more into the system and reduce our deficit. Actually, immigrants over the past 30 years, according to the Cato Institute, have reduced the deficit by $14.5 trillion. According to a National Bureau of Economic Research.
You not hearing the stats. You listening, right? But as soon as the immigrants come in and do the job for cheaper and lesser, guess what it does? It it just
I
like
was
it
about to
puts
address
a
that. So watch this.
okay.
There's a
So if you're
study from
gonna
the
address
National
that
Bureau of
job,
Economic Research that indicates over the past 30 years that there's actually been a slight increase of wages for natural-born U.S. citizens. A slight
No,
increase in
it's not an
wages. So
increase.
the whole
It's
argument
not
that
an
people
increase.
make of
It's a
like,
decrease.
oh, immigration decreases wages. Well, I don't see any evidence supporting that.
It
You
does.
might be able to say specifically undocumented immigrants because they specifically are going to get below market wages because they're under the threat of mass deportation. They might accept lower wages, and that could drive down wages in this country. And you would be right to some extent, but the way to address that isn't by deporting them. The way to address that is
Yes,
by
it is.
providing them a legal pathway to this country, right? Because that would then
Why?
get them
Why?
to
Why
accept market
offer?
wages.
But then, guess what you do to your citizens? You disenfranchise them because
That
now,
doesn't
guess what? You
disenfranchise
know,
them.
yes, it does
No,
because
it doesn't.
you have a marginalized group that will actually come in this country and do work for cheap. I work for a company that shot pools because people don't know about certain jobs. They didn't get them. They would send B1 visas or so. I think I'm probably saying the wrong visa to have people come from Venezuela, Guatemala, Mexico, and all this to do these jobs. And these people are not natural citizens. They send that money home. They work 6 months here and then they go home. When
Oh,
you compare
you're
the
talking about people under work visas, and that specifically will temporarily
right,
stay here. I'm talking
but
about people who are legally immigrating to our country, who are going to stay here in the long run.
that's what you believe. You believe they're immigrating here. They're not.
They are.
They're not. They're sending
Okay, so
money home.
I mean, the issue
Their plan is their
what your
plan
guys'
is
issue is with undocumented immigrants in the country who are
because
staying here.
they're not staying here. And I'm trusting. How can you stay here when you don't even have citizenship here?
So they're a tourist.
Hmm. That's what you're saying. I'm not saying they're a tourist. I'm saying they're here illegally working, taking funds away. I'm from Miami. I should know.
Okay. So
It's a
then why don't we
cesspool.
provide them
And
a
trust
legal
me, what they're doing
pathway?
to the economy down there, trust me, they're part of the reason the rent
Okay, how about
hike is
this?
up in
How about
Miami.
this? How about this? We make it give them a legal a process. We ensure that it's legalized. Then they pay taxes into the system, and that ensures that we have more tax revenue overall for our society.
That's what y'all always go to, the tax revenue. And no one that founded statement, no one knows if it's true.
Why do we go to
Y'all don't know
tax
what
revenue?
these
Because we have a
people
budget and we have needs in a society. Like that's the
and
reason.
we got a deficit. So if they was paying
Yes,
all these billions in taxes, why do we have a deficit?
because of the fact that we're not getting enough in taxes in order to be able to account for our spending.
Mm. But these immigrants are paying billions in taxes. It's just
Yeah,
it's
they do
not
over
common,
$100 billion in taxes.
right?
Undocumented immigrants paid in 2022.
100 billion, and we
Yeah.
$1 trillion in debt. So all this that they bring into the
Yeah, but do
economy
you
is
know that
doing.
immigrants, again, over the past 30 years, have decreased the deficit by $14.5 trillion? That's immigration. That's just
I
immigrants.
don't believe
And the
that.
more
I don't
immigration that
believe
we
that.
have, the more that it will reduce the deficit. You say you don't agree. Look at the Cato
I
Institute
don't
study
agree.
then. Look it up. Look
I
up
don't
Cato
agree.
Institute 14.5 trillion
But
immigrants.
you got to realize who giving us these same numbers, the same people you talking about to hate. This the government,
What? Yeah, this is a libertarian
regardless
source.
if it's Trump or not.
The
When
Cato
when
Institute is a
Obama,
libertarian source.
okay, what platform was you on when Obama was deporting people?
I disagree with like deporting individuals who have not committed violent crimes and bad crimes, but Obama did use due process to a greater extent and deported less people on a yearly average than Trump has.
Where were you when Joe Biden members were walking around in facility with kids in cages? Where were you protesting then? And
So
don't say it because I have an image in my phone that'll prove it.
yeah, so you know that I like criticize immigration policy on behalf of Democrats. You know that, right?
Because both of them, I don't think
I don't know why you're acting
y'all
like I
criticize,
don't criticize Democrats on their immigration policy. How many times I
but
say how many times a
it's
day?
more than
How many times a
immigration.
day do I say that I disagree with Democrats' immigration policy, but I just think it's preferable to Republicans?
Do you speak on the Democrats when they came up with this welfare system that disenfranchised black communities?
So
When they
I don't
separated
think
the fathers from the
what
home?
welfare? What welfare specifically?
Ah, shoot, they stole the WIC program. They
Wait, so
gave out government assistance to black women and made
so
it to
wait,
where a
you
man
think
couldn't
that
be
you
in the
think
home. Do
that
you argue
do you
with
think
the? Do
Social
you
Security
argue
and Medicare and Medicaid and food stamps? Do you think that's
I'm
disenfranchised the
talking
black
about
community?
I'm talking about the government assistance, checks, food stamps, welfare, stuff like that that
Yeah,
they put in
yeah.
the black community. That's what I'm talking about.
You say that's disenfranchised people. No, it's built people up, right, and given them more opportunity.
Welfare has built people up.
Absolutely.
Ooh, where?
What are you talking about? Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps,
Before the
income
inception of
security
welfare,
programs,
the black
unemployment
the black
insurance. We can reference like housing credits. Like there's so many different things, right? That have been beneficial towards uplifting people. Just because there's been some aspects of
do
social
you believe the
services.
black
Let me
community
please
was
finish.
in the
Let
better?
me please finish. So just because there have been some certain policies that you would disagree with does not mean that you can refer to all of social welfare that way. That is dishonest, incredibly dishonest. But can you even give me the specific like social welfare that you disagree with?
The welfare, food stamp, all that. Any
Food
government
stamps. Wait, wait,
assistance,
wait. So let me
housing.
clarify. You know that food stamps. I'm sorry, but I
Hold
have to
on.
clarify this.
You
I have
asked,
to
but I'm
clarify
trying to
this.
answer.
Well, I'm sorry, but I have to clarify this. Food stamps provide free school lunch and breakfast for children in schools. And when when the Republicans cut children off of that, actually 420,000 according to the Congressional Budget Office, that means 420,000 kids are hungry at school because of the fact that they've cut people off of their access to food stamps. Food stamps are
And
incredibly
who
relevant.
got
If
the
you want to
rest of
reform
people?
food stamps, go for it, but tell me what the specific reforms you would want are.
The reform is don't be out here having these goddamn kids if you can't afford them. Y'all depend. That's the problem with society now. Y'all rather depend on the system than get out here and work. That's the craziest part. And you up here, you advocating for people to do what? Depend on the government? We can't depend on the government for nothing. Trump only doing what the government does for itself. Look out for its own interests. He
Okay, so,
don't run nothing in this country. Let's be realistic. No president has ever ran this country the way that they wanted to run it. They don't do nothing for the people. Name one policy that they done for the people. Even when
Bipartisan
it came
Infrastructure
out the
Bill, CHIPS and
rights for
Science Act,
blacks,
PACT
it
Act,
was
Inflation
civil
Reduction
rights.
Act, the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, the Violence Against Women Act. Those are all things just the Biden administration did in their 4 years. And
The
also, like, I
violence
would love,
against women and what changed? Are
yeah.
women
So,
still being unalive? Because a man
wait, but you
just
understand that
unalive, a man unalive eight kids just what yesterday? So what
that's
changed?
like saying, oh, we shouldn't
So
use
what
seatbelts
changed?
because of the fact that people still die in car accidents. Well, seatbelts reduce the likelihood of people dying in car accidents. Secondly, you made this claim that like people are just like doing nothing and they're getting food stamps. There are work requirements on food stamps. You literally have to work to a
There
certain
wasn't
level
work
in order to be able to
requirements
get
back
food
in the
stamps in
day.
the first place. Plus, regardless of whether or not the parents work, the children should be fed. Like I think that should be blatantly obvious. Okay, I
Oh,
shouldn't
so
have
it's
to.
okay. It's okay to have kids. It's okay to just have kids out of
Kids should be
anywhere.
fed regardless. Yeah, like is that a
They
crazy
should
thing for
just
me
be
to
fed.
say? Let's feed children. Let's ensure that children have food.
So you're not gonna put no responsibility on the parents to stop having kids as long as the government gonna pay for them. That's what you basically telling people. Have kids. The government gonna pay for them.
So
Where's
no,
the
what I'm saying
responsibility
is
with the
that
people themselves?
that we're gonna have a safety net in society that if people do not specifically provide food for kids, that we're gonna provide food for kids, and I think that's not a complicated thing that we already established. By the way, like we already
I
mostly
think
are
food
going to
should,
agree with that. You guys just again for some reason are going to disagree that we should feed children now. Like
yeah, I'm gonna disagree. Why? Because I think
you
food stamps should
disagree?
go
You
to the
disagree with
hold
feeding
on, right.
children?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
disagree. You wanna know why?
Yes, I
Because
do.
the ones that are getting food stamps are the ones that are not doing things. I think the food stamps should go to the people it should be there for people to offset their income. If you if all most of your money is going to bills, you should be able to the people are not eligible. It's more people out here that work 9 to 5s that are crying they can't even eat compared to the people that's sitting at home on housing, food stamps, getting some type of benefits. Like, let's be
So do you agree
realistic.
everyone should have food?
Food should be free. I ain't gonna even lie, but who gonna pay the people who produce the food? That should be on the government.
Yeah,
Y'all
and we
don't
already
advocate for
subsidize
stuff
that.
like
So
that.
it's like the point that I
You
would make.
subsidize it with food stamps, but everybody don't qualify for food stamps. So
No,
how
no,
do
no, no.
you
We
subsidize?
subsidize the producers directly, and also we ensure that
They
people have access to
subsidize
food
them
stamps
to
as well.
destroy
But you
it.
understand that like this is important. This is a fundamental need for Americans. If you do not provide this, you understand children will literally die, right?
Stop having them.
You say stop having
Stop having
kids.
them. If
You, I
you
just want to let you
you
know
should
that's not
not
how
be able.
society functions.
That's how society
Like you know
functions.
that we
Just having
actually
kids.
need to, if anything, to have more children for our society to continue to have the same level of population. You know that, right?
So
Like,
you
but the way that we want to
you
produce that isn't by forcing people into those conditions. The way we want to produce that is by creating conditions where
oh
people can take care of their kids, like
that
universal
means you
access to
agree with Trump
healthcare,
then.
like expanding access to childcare, like ensuring that people have housing, ensuring that children are fed. Yeah, I want to protect and take care of our children. Why do you not want to? Why do you
So
want to
that means you agree.
disenfranchise children?
That means you agree with the Republicans when they, speak against abortions.
No, I don't think. I just explained how I don't want to force people to go through pregnancies. That I instead want to create the conditions where they're able to support those families,
But
given that they want to.
you want to support people who can't support themselves, but just out here having kids.
What?
You supporting people who are out here who can't support themselves but keep having kids. That's basically what you said. It's okay for the government to support them.
So what percent of people do you think that is?
It's at least a 30% of this country, maybe even
30% of this country?
Yeah.
Really? Are you serious? You think one
dead
out of
serious.
every 3 people that would apply to?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think you realize how ridiculous that is.
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay, so do you
So
think
you
you're
don't believe 67% of the country is in the workforce now?
wait,
So what
so
you think the other 30% is doing?
that's dishonest to say that 30% of people, because they're not working, that means that they're like lazy, for example, because you're also categorizing
I never
children
said
as a part
lazy.
of that. You're categorizing elderly people who are on Social Security.
I
You're
never said
categorizing
lazy.
people, right, obviously, who aren't looking for work, right?
I know 30%. You asked a generalized question. I say I know at
Wouldn't a
least
better measure
30%
for what you're looking
are
for be
on some
unemployment
type
rate,
of.
actually? If
Say that
anything?
again.
But like unemployment rate isn't even it's not a measure right now that would indicate that. Olivier, thank you so much. I really appreciate the signature chat. Thank you.
Well, the unemployment rate that there
Like
it should
what
have went
I'm just
down. I'm
really
not gonna
confused
lie
with your
because a lot
position.
of jobs opened up. A lot of jobs should have opened up with the unemployment rate. So I'm not gonna lie there. A lot of jobs should open up thanks to Trump because I'm in the trucking
No,
industry.
they haven't.
You
We've
know that
actually had the worst year of job growth in the past 4 years. So not only do you
because
want to cut children
so
off of
that
food
means
stamps,
people are not
but
applying. That
wait,
means
by the
people are
way,
not
let me
applying.
just clarify your priorities real quick. Your priorities are like cutting children off of food stamps and then giving tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires through Trump's big beautiful
Who
bill.
said tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires?
The
How did
big
you put
beautiful
them
bill
words
says
in my mouth?
that.
Who?
The big beautiful bill.
Y'all say the big beautiful bill said a lot of things. I haven't seen none of those. Like majority of those things come, to head and fruition right now. So I don't know. I don't pay attention to that.
Yeah, so the big beautiful bill is in effect, and it literally gives tax breaks to the very rich and wealthy disproportionately, and then cuts children off of food stamps, cuts people off of Medicaid, cuts people off of core
Okay.
fundamental things they need, adds
Okay.
$3.4 trillion to the debt, and again, most of
Okay.
the tax breaks go to the rich.
Okay. So since it cuts you know, poor children off of this and that, and it takes away from the impoverished, and it gives cuts to the billionaires. So if they cutting food stamps and everything, these billionaires own these businesses. Don't they suffer too? Don't they lose out there?
The billionaires?
Yeah.
Are you really saying, what about the billionaires? Is that really
No,
the
no,
argument
no,
right
no.
now?
I'm not saying what about the billionaires. But if you take 100 million in food stamps away from society and the community, that 100 million was going to these corporations like Walmart, grocery stores, and stuff like that. Don't that hit them too? So
So it provides
their
a
revenue
service for
takes a
people
hit.
in need and then inevitably still does help out corporations. So what's not being understood here is that, and by the way, there are plenty of restrictions depending on local areas of where you can even get things in certain contexts, and sometimes it's even localized. But the point that I'm making is that, I mean, of course, these policies inevitably do trickle up to benefit the rich. That's how our society functions, right? That's how it works. They produce goods that typically people buy. That's what makes them rich in the very first place. But what needs to be said in those circumstances is that they pay back to society. Because when they pay back to society and ensure that there's a baseline, people are there to buy their products. It keeps society functioning. Whereas if you just give tax breaks to the very richest, they're just going to do whatever is profit maximizing for themselves, not what's better or best
They
for
doing that.
society or providing these services for people in need. So we
They've been
ensure
doing that.
people have services for people who are in need. It inevitably does still help out the very richest corporations. It creates jobs, right? And creates conditions where, again, people are going to be taken care of. And there's actual, like, genuine community there. Is it an issue
But
that people are getting food? No, it's not an issue. I am genuinely, at the end of the day, that is the last thing I'm worried about when it comes to the overall governmental systems. Trump's thinking about spending $1.5 trillion a year on the military budget. What about all of the money going to all these defense contractors? Why don't we ever talk about that?
and
Why
why
is
are
it
you not
always people
investing?
on
Why
food
are you
stamps? It
not
is
investing?
way more money that is going to
Why,
these defense contractors, not even close to what we're sending to people in need for food stamps.
what about the money that they were sending overseas and stuff like that when he first got in the office and went through it with Doge? Like a lot of us, and I'm gonna tell you, this is the problem with the American society and the population. You will invest in BS. But if you know he willing to spend money on a defense contract, why are you not buying stocks and shares in these defense contracts?
Because I
Why
think
are
it's
you not?
immoral.
Why? Huh?
I think it's immoral.
It's immoral. But
Yes.
you know you can make profit there, right? You can
Mm-hmm.
change your outlook,
Yeah,
your
I could make
fortune.
money off that, but I would never do that.
Oh, you would never do that because it's
No,
immoral.
I think that's
So
immoral.
you don't see riches the way that others see riches. You only see them in a way that it benefits you.
I wouldn't want to make money off of defense contractors. That sounds horrible. What the
Okay.
fuck?
What
Yeah,
what what
I
see
acknowledge I could make money off that, but just because I can make money off something, why would I do that? That makes no sense. Secondly, if you're talking about sending money overseas, we're doing that right now with this war with Iran. $2 billion
what
a day.
see I'm gonna tell you I bought a stock. It's called VSAT, right? I bought it. $14. I could have got it at 9. It's up to $63 right now.
Good
So
for
I
you.
made
Why
money
are you
off this
telling me
stock.
this? I don't care.
Because we have to start planning, and we got to be selfish. Just as the government not gonna move based off the people, no matter who you put in office. They're not gonna move off the
We
people.
have to be selfish. So
Yes, we have to be
being
selfish.
self-interested, right, or doing things that could make you money does not include doing things that violate your values, right? And if it
Mhm.
violates your values, you shouldn't do it.
So
Plain and
when your
simple. Like
values
I don't think that's complicated.
when your values come into your country being impoverished, then what?
What's that again?
When your values come to your country being impoverished, when we go to like Venezuela, one of the highest oil reserves on the planet, when it comes to that, and your money is worthless, then what? Because that's the same thing that can happen in the US overnight. You know that, right? If the BRICS nation comes into power, and you know what the BRICS nation is, don't laugh
Yeah, I
because you
do.
ain't being genuine with these people. If the BRICS nation comes into power and change the standard of money, it won't be the fiat no more. And you know that. We have the
No,
highest
I
gold
disagree with you.
reserve. Okay.
Gold standard is not preferable at all. If anything, I think it's worse. I think it's actually preferable for us to have the capacity to increase money supply, especially given that there's going to be productive capacity increases in our economy due to technology. And with technology rapidly advancing, I do think that that's going to lead to the productive capacities of our economy increasing, which will allow for us to increase money supply without seeing inflation. And if we don't do that, we'd see like deflation, right? And it'd be bad. So it's actually like good for us to have the ability to change our money supply and have control over that. And a lack of control over money supply is actually economically less productive.
So what is the fiat backed by right now?
It's backed by the government and by trust in our institutions and society as a whole.
So if this institution become weaker, then what?
Well, people have trust in the money. That's just not going to happen. That people are going to just not have trust in the money. That's just not going to happen. It's not going to change. Like
But
everyone
but
knows that
but
there's
but
value
this
in money. The same way that like in the same way there's value for money, the same way there's value for gold. This is like being like, oh, what if people just like didn't value gold? If tomorrow just like people didn't think it looked good. Okay. Like,
what I'm
I don't
truly
think anyone's
asking
going to
you,
operate based upon
how
like, oh, maybe if this thing could be different, even though like all evidence indicates that it's effective. You know, we
okay,
do things based upon probability, not based upon the logical possibility of it going the other way.
do you see America as a producer or a consumer?
Do I see America as a producer or a consumer? Both.
Yes, both. What are we producing? Massively.
Well, I mean, I think that we do have manufacturing and industry. I mean, we hundreds of billions of dollars per month in manufacturing investment.
In what? That's what I'm asking. I want you
Manufacturing
to be more
investment, that's
specific.
across the board. I don't have to explain all forms of manufacturing within this country in order to be able to refer to manufacturing. I think
But
that's an
we don't.
incredibly important statistic
Most
to
of our
reference if you're
steel.
talking about productive capacity. We do have productive capacities, and we also, right, are a consumer base, very large consumer base.
Okay, we consume our own stuff that we produce. We don't really do foreign trade like that. Yes, we
Yeah,
do
we do
send
trade. We
rice
do a lot of
overseas.
trade.
We send rice overseas, but we import more. Like, what do we well, like? We send the
Yeah.
trash overseas, but we do not export.
I think we do produce goods and we sell that across the streets, especially agricultural goods. We produce and manufacture technology. The U.S. even does a lot of weapons, like you brought up with defense contractors. We do
I
produce
didn't bring them up.
oil
You
and we
brought
sell
that
that
up.
across the world. Like right now, that's happening. That's why our prices are going up here in the U.S. is because U.S. producers of oil are choosing to sell their oil to other countries around the world to a greater extent because of the fact that prices have gone up around the world. I can give countless other examples. I think it's
But
dishonest for you to say that we don't
we
trade with other
Trump had to
countries. It's so
create that though.
ridiculous.
Trump had to create that though. You know that, right? Trump had to create where they could sell their prices of oil overseas, where a barrel was like $63. So he had to create that where he had blockades for oil container ships not to get through. He had to create that so the barrels could go up to $90, 125 or so. He had to create that, right?
I'm not following.
So that's how you're not following me. So to sell your barrel at a high price overseas, you got to start a war where a country like Iran is shipping oil all over the place. You have to create a war and like destroy their pipeline, cause confusion, put up a blockade through their channels, so you can sell your oil as American refined companies overseas at a higher price. You can make money off this right now.
Yeah, oil producers are making money off of that right now.
Right. So he had to do this. They did this for a reason. And sometimes us as smaller American people who are not billionaires, millionaires, trillionaires, whatever the case, hey, we got to jump on board when we see it coming. You got to take that $1,000 and put it in oil refinery stocks or whatever.
Okay,
Buy some
okay. So
XR.
you
You got to
so do
make
you
your
see what I
money.
mean?
Stop
Like you're not like I understand that you're like, "Oh, use the circumstances and the current events to make money."
to
Okay?
build yourself. Yes.
Yeah, I understand. That's not relevant to the points that we're talking about. This is still worse for the country. It's still worse for the country for Trump to go to war with Iran. It creates worse off conditions. Trump's been
Mm-mm.
worse off in terms of the economy across the board. Practically every metric of the economy is worse off. Hell, every metric of the economy is worse off that I could reference. That's a top metric. Like real GDP growth is worse off in 2025 as compared to 2024. Real median wage growth is worse off in 2025 as compared to 2024. We saw unemployment increase under the Trump administration. Inflation's increased, gas prices have increased, real domestic manufacturing investments declined every single quarter of Trump's administration so far. So countless examples of the economy are worse off. So I don't understand why you would say that Trump is good
It's a
for
temporary
any of
thing
those
though.
things.
It's a temporary thing. Everything gonna get worse, but at the end of the day, it's gonna get better. You already know that
I
now.
mean,
Come
but you
on
don't have
now.
any evidence that it would get better off than it was otherwise. We see it's actually
This happened,
legitimately got worse off, and we
so it
don't see
didn't
any
happen through
benefit. What
Bush.
objectives have we met? None. We're a month and a half in with none of the objectives met.
It didn't happen through Bush. We didn't go through water bit through Bush, and the
And that was
gas
bad. I
prices rose.
disagree with going to war, either Republican or Democrat, anyone across the board. I disagree with going to wars of aggression.
But this is the cycle of America. Every 10 years or so, we have these same issues. How y'all not following the patterns of the government yet? This is something. Your gas ain't gonna drop back to 2.99 a gallon. It's gonna be about 3.25, 3.50 a gallon now. This is a cycle in life with this American system,
I'm
regardless
telling you,
if you
Trump
support
things
Trump
that
or
Trump
not.
has done specifically to make them worse, and you're just saying it's a typical cycle, right? I know I'm
No,
referencing certain things that he's done to make it worse.
I don't believe it's worse though. I'm
It
sorry, I
is
just don't
worse.
believe
Like
it's
I
worse.
just gave you statistics to indicate that. If you want to dispute that, I mean, you can just choose not to believe the facts, but the facts are very clear.
But at every point, turning point, when we had these wars and things like that, the system. it became the same thing. They were worse at that moment in time. If you go back through Bush, when he went to war, it was the same thing from where it was. You can say it wasn't because guess what? The inflation really didn't hurt that much because you went from $1.50 a gallon to maybe $2. It didn't seem that much to you because guess what? The wage changed. But let's be realistic here. It's all the same, no matter who's in charge. It is all the same,
It's
no matter
it's
which
actively
president.
not the same. Like Harris disagrees with this war. That's very blatantly obvious. She follows the law to a greater extent. She wasn't on social media straight up representing herself as the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You know, like,
Trump be trolling y'all. Y'all fall for
are
that
you
every
Christian?
goddamn time. No, I don't. I don't
No,
go
you're
by
not.
a religion.
Okay. Well, you say he's trolling. He also called for the execution of some Democrats because they said to follow the law and to not follow unlawful orders. Exactly what Mike Pence said after January 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, so he called for their execution.
Okay.
Do you think that's
So you
okay, or do
don't
you still
believe the
support him?
Somali? You don't believe the Somali woman? She not in Congress right now, pushing for her people for the best interests of Somali people in this country. You don't think she like? Yes, I believe in execution of some people because guess what? They're backing their own people
Wait, I'm
when
talking
you
about
supposed to be
people. I'm
backing
talking
the
about people
country
who.
as a whole.
Did you just say you call for the execution of people? What fucking sick shit? What are you talking about? I'm saying people who just said that if you're given an unlawful order, don't follow it. And you're saying you call for the execution of them?
What, okay, as a person to have common sense, you don't supposed to follow an unlawful order, right?
Wait, hold up. You understand that this is an unlawful order. They're given an
Okay,
unlawful order. These people are telling them not to follow an unlawful order if they're given that. That's what you're supposed to do according to the Constitution. That's what your oath to
all
the
right,
Constitution tells you to do. And
all
that's what
right.
they're going to do in that circumstance. And or that's what they said to do. And
Which
Trump called for their
circumstance?
execution. And do you agree with Trump calling for the execution? And do you think that they should be executed?
As a sitting congressman or you know senator, your first duty is to the American Constitution. Am I right?
Yeah, to the Constitution.
So if you're not following the Constitution, is that treason?
No, not
No, you're going
necessarily.
against your country. You're going against your country.
I mean, then you're saying that Trump is a treasonist, and if, I mean, I
He
guess
is.
I would even say that
Yeah,
Trump
he
is treasonous,
is. He
actually.
is at
So
some
I
point
mean,
in time.
yeah.
But
So would
if he would
I
have been
mean,
impeached if he went against
so
anything
Trump is
that was
is treasonous because he's tried to undermine our
at some
Constitution.
point in time. Yes,
Trump has explicitly called for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution.
right. And if he go to push for it, he's creating a treason right there. Yes, I won't
Yeah,
disagree with
he's
that.
literally put that on social media. That's him trying to perpetuate it to a greater
He
extent.
could put him on social media, but it's when you take an act. Like,
So
let's be realistic.
if he's violated
What
the
has he did
Constitution in
to
any
actually?
way, you wouldn't support him.
But then you started off this
Wait.
conversation
So
with
I have a
freedom of
question.
speech.
If he violated the Constitution in any way, would you stop supporting him?
He done violated in multiple ways.
He
He
has.
done violated in multiple ways. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the January 6th insurrection, that was a violation right there.
So then, do
I
you
don't
think that
disagree
Trump
with
should
that.
wait? Based upon your own argument, do you think, under your own view, that he should have been executed for that?
For the January 6th. But listen, if you take my words that I speak right now and you move based off of your own feelings and action, am I responsible for how you move?
No, but maybe if you pardon me, then yeah.
Now I would agree with that because the pardon came later. But then you can't say what he did in the beginning was treason because it was them. It wasn't him. He
Wait.
wasn't up there on
You
the
said
steps
under
with
your
the
own view.
flag.
Do you think what Trump did was treason?
In the beginning, no, because I
No,
can speak anyway.
you don't think
I
what
can speak
Trump did on
anyway.
January
I,
6th
I
is
believe the
treason?
pardon. I believe the pardon was treason because it showed that he
So Trump
he
pardoning the
accepted.
violent rioters was treason, right?
Yeah, I
So
believe
so
so.
do you
That
think that
that
so
was
under your own view, do you think he should have been executed for that?
he could have been. It depends on how you look at it. But y'all know they ain't gonna execute no sitting president. You already know that. He gave.
I'm just gonna go on to the next person. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Like, I am partially elevated, so like maybe it's me. But like, Jesus, dude, what the hell? I wouldn't expect a Trump supporter to say that. You know. I did never would have expected a Trump supporter to ever say that. That's like actually something I wouldn't have ever expected. Candace,
Hello?
thank you so much for the galaxy. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
What's your birth year?
2008, January.
2008 in January. Do you
Yeah.
support Trump?
Yeah.
What state do you live in?
Georgia.
And what time is it?
It is currently 2 seconds. This phone's just gonna make me throw it out the window in a second. 17 past 1.
Okay. And can you name 2 states that border Georgia?
In all honesty, I can't, but
That's unfortunate. Let's go to the next individual, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. I have some people to think. Let's make sure to get on to the next person here real quick, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 23.
Do you support Trump?
Yes,
Election held today. Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
definitely Trump.
Okay, for sure, for sure. And what's your birth year?
2002, September.
And you said you're how old?
23.
Okay. Alrighty. I have a few people to think, then we can move on to our conversation. Amanda, thank you for the $4.20. Thank you very much. You know what? Same here, honestly. Stella, thank you for the $10 as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I absolutely will. Thank you so much. Megan, thank you for the $1. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I totally get you there. But thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm so sorry to hear that, Megan. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Emmy as well. Thank you for the $1. Thank you very much. Happy holidays. I'll say that. Theron, thank you so much for the $4.20. Thank you very much. Barbara, thank you for the $55. Thank you so much. Happy belated birthday to you. Said I turned 55 and celebrating since Saturday. W's for Barbara in the comment section. W's for Barbara. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a fantastic day. Theo, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5. Thank you very much. Happy Pieces Day. Thank you very much. Ramona, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I'd probably say like 6, 7. Unironically. As well as Justina, thank you. I actually didn't even mean to do that, by the way. I honestly did not mean to do that. Holy shit. I really didn't mean to do that. Justina, thank you for the $104.20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Please don't leave me hanging. Blink together to celebrate. I got you right now, Justina. Hold up.
I'll blink with you.
Already, why do you support Trump?
Okay. This might sound a bit weird, but you fan of like Marvel or DC, like superheroes?
DC is better. Kayla, thank you for the $4.20. Happy holidays. Sarah, thank you for the $6. I really and 70 cents. Thank you very much. Acting, thank you very much for the fireworks. Thank you very much. Let's go on to the next individual, everybody. Gid, thank you so much. I really appreciate the sheep. Thank you. Let's go on to this next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Neo, thank you for the hand hearts. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Parker, we love you.
Let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List in the TikTok screen, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
46.
Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Election held today. Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
Well, I've been listening here for a while, and I respect a lot of your opinions on on your beliefs. But I just got one question for you.
Go ahead.
Can you name one thing Trump has done good
Operation Warp Speed.
for the American people?
Operation Warp Speed.
All right, I like that.
Okay. Can you name one thing good that Kamala Harris has done?
No. I don't support her.
But I didn't support Trump, and you asked me that about Trump, right?
That's good. Yeah, well, you are right. So I have no answer for that.
Okay. Well, I mean, so then the point that I would make is that I think that if you were to compare the policies of each administration, you clearly would agree with Harris more. And I would just ask, like, what prevented you from looking into that?
That's a good question. But I don't know. I just wanted to come on here and hear what your opinion is on what Trump has done on your side. So you already gave me the answer.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can give you things that Democrats agree with that is specifically better, right? Like, for example, I can reference that Democrats support tax cuts for working class people, expanding the child tax credit, which, when implemented in 2021, reduced childhood poverty by 45% in this country to $6,000 for the first year of a child's life, $3,600 through them being 5 years old, and $3,000 through them being 18 to give necessary relief to families. A $25,000 tax credit for first-time home buyers for new homes to help stimulate the building of houses in places where people want to live. For new-time home buyers, for people specifically who are going to be first buying homes. That's going to be very helpful for them, along with the fact that there's a $50,000 tax deductible she was advocating for small businesses in the first year of them starting out. So what she was advocating for was definitely more small business friendly, was definitely more friendly for people who are first buying houses, is definitely more friendly for housing development, is definitely more friendly for building families in this country, right?
Right.
And for reducing childhood poverty. And I think that that's going to be better for this country than everything that Donald Trump's advocated for, because seemingly he started a war with Iran after claiming no new wars, right? Which have caused our gas prices to go up, have caused our grocery prices to go up, and prices across the board to go up in this country to higher rates in terms of the level of inflation than what we saw when Trump got into office.
I respect all that. I'm not going to stay on here long. I just wanted to hear your opinion.
All right.
And I've been following you guys for about a month now. So
Alrighty, for sure. Well, I appreciate you coming up. Have a great day. Alrighty, let's go to the next individual, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen, everybody. We are just looking for some debates. Everyone. Let's go on to the next individual. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, Parker, happy 420, man. Let's celebrate and hit this blinker together.
Let's go to the next individual. Happy holidays. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Never gonna give you up.
Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo,
Shut the fuck up.
How old are you?
Shut that shit up. Take your blinker and shut that shit up. We're really about to get faded.
Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Chat, I didn't do the 420 like I said last night. I ended up just doing 200 before. And it's probably just around a little bit ago. Started. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates. Not blinks. I'm not referencing blinks. That would be crazy. That'd be crazy. Yeah, it's about you. That's not possible. That's not possible, dude. I don't even know how that would happen. That would take like hours, bro. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
24.
You support Trump?
I do.
Election on today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
And what's your birth year?
Fuck niggers, kill niggers.
You're disgusting. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. What's up, how old are you? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen, everybody. Do you give it a quick second, everybody? What's up, how old are you? Hello?
Oh, that was an accident.
Oh, you're good, don't worry. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. What's up, how old are you?
Nigger.
You're disgusting. You're disgusting. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen, everybody. What's up, how old are you?
33.
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay. If the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay. And why do you support Trump?
Well, for many of his accomplishments, I'm not going to sit here and say he's a perfect president, but he's far better than what the Democrats had to offer in the last few elections.
Okay. And what makes you think that?
Well, I don't think that. I know that. And the reason is he's won twice in the last, 2 out of the last 3 elections he ran for.
So was Biden the better candidate in 2020?
No.
But he won.
He did, but I don't think he was the healthiest he could have been for those 4 years.
Okay. I mean, I could say the same thing about Trump for sure. So what makes you think that Trump is good for the presidency? It can't just be because he won.
Well, he achieved negative net migration in 2025, reversing a 50-year trend and restoring U.S. control over immigration flows for the first time in a generation. That's one.
How has that materially benefited the American people?
What do you mean?
How has Trump's mass deportation policy materially benefited the American people in any meaningful way?
You don't think that saves jobs for Americans who are illegal here?
Nope. I think that providing a legal pathway for undocumented immigrants who haven't committed a violent crime or bad crime would actually facilitate job growth to a greater extent.
What's your proof of that?
The National Bureau of Economic Research study that over the past 30 years indicated an increase in the level of employment rate of natural-born U.S. citizens from the level of immigration that's occurred over the past 30 years.
It's a nice word salad. It doesn't really answer my question.
I gave you a specific study that has the results that I'm telling you.
Study, I'm sure I can find one that would agree with me.
Oh, okay. I'd love to see one.
I would love to show you one. I just don't have it handy at this moment in time.
Okay, well, I do.
Yeah, you have one. But that's just one of his many policies that I think will benefit Americans. What about no tax on tips or overtime?
Okay, those are both bipartisan policies and small portions of the big beautiful bill, which
But
overall is horrible and mostly goes to the
Trump
rich.
got it passed, did he not?
What's that?
I said Trump did get that pushed through, and I saw it in my tax return. I'm not sure if everybody else did, but I certainly did.
Trump got what part through? The no tax on tips, no tax on overtime? I'm not disputing you in terms of he signed into law, but it was bipartisanly supported. That aspect of the bill. That would have happened specifically under a Democratic administration as well, and that would have been something put into the policies as well. And it also is only 2 years as well.
Even if it's 6 months, if it helps Americans, what's negative about it?
Well, most of the tax cuts go to the rich and wealthy, so this is like giving a few pennies to the American people after you're literally giving most of the money to the rich people. You give $1 million to the rich guy, but then you give a penny to the person who has nothing.
There was more than a penny for me on my tax return this year. I'll tell you that one.
But I'm just making a comparison of that because most of the tax policy goes to the very rich and wealthy.
Been that way for many administrations.
And then you know that Donald Trump actually increased taxes on everyone by imposing tariffs, which disproportionately negatively impacts lower and middle income individuals.
That's a good soundbite, but it's not necessarily.
It's
true.
a good soundbite. No, it is true.
No, because tariffs in the long run, I think Trump's main goal in that is to bring businesses back to America in the long run.
How's that
It's not
gone?
a short-term solution. It's a
How's that
long-term
gone? Real
solution.
domestic manufacturing
It's a
investment has
long-term,
declined every single quarter of
right.
Trump's administration. How is that going for you guys?
It's a long-term solution, not a short-term solution.
Okay, but if it's in the
I don't
long
need
term,
short-term.
why then how are you going to have it in the long run given that Congress wouldn't vote it into law and that's what's needed in order to be able to keep the law
Maybe
in
not this
place that
Congress.
Donald Trump put in place because his law got shot down by the Supreme Court as being unconstitutional.
Yeah, and
So how is it going to be
doesn't
long
make
term?
a
I'm
bad
really
idea.
confused.
If the tariffs go through the way that they're supposed to go through, and if they are successful,
Well, they
I think
were
the
in
idea
place and they weren't even causing investment to
I
go
think
up.
the idea behind it is to encourage businesses to avoid that tariff and from exporting from other countries to be able to export those goods from here to other countries.
Well,
Bring those factories
I'm
back
sorry to
here
break it to you.
avoid
You
that.
don't have enough support in Congress for these universalized tariffs. You just don't.
All right. Well, you brought up the tariffs. I'm just telling you that
Well,
the
it's
idea is
Trump's
good. Whether or not
administration's policy that disenfranchises working class people.
whether or not Congress passes it doesn't make it a bad idea.
What? You said it's going to be beneficial for increasing domestic production, but we've actually
Yes.
just seen a decline in investment related to that. So why would you say that there's been a benefit?
I didn't say there has been a benefit. I said there will be a benefit. I said just because it didn't get passed
When are we going to
Congress
cash out this
doesn't necessarily
benefit?
make it a bad idea.
When are we going to be able to cash out this
How
benefit?
can
Is
I
it,
know
is it
that?
ever
Are
going to
you an
happen?
economist? Am I an economist?
Is it going to
I
happen
hope
when we
so.
get the Doge check? Is it going to happen when we get the tariff check?
How many? Okay, you mentioned before Operation Warp Speed, right? So during COVID, who sent out relief checks
During
to help out
COVID,
Americans
both the
who were
Trump
struggling
administration
financially?
and the Biden administration.
Trump handed out more. The dollar figure was more
What's the
to
level
help
of
out Americans
dollars?
who weren't able to work
Because
during that
what
time.
was the dollar amount?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know I got multiple checks from
It
Trump and one
actually
on the
wasn't. It wasn't.
I know what. If I wasn't working right now, I'd look up my bank statements and read you the dates and the times and the amount of money I got. But it was certainly more under Trump than it was under Biden.
Okay. So I just want to let you know, Biden still spent way less too. Not only did you get actually more under Biden, according to the stimulus, but you also got
What was the amount under Biden?
I think you got 2,000, and then you got it was like 1,400 under Trump. I'd have to look back though.
Either way,
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
that doesn't make. Yeah, but still, so they both did the right thing. What's wrong with that?
Okay.
There's something wrong. I can admit when Democrats do right. That's the thing. So you really think the only good thing Trump has done is Operation Warp Speed?
I mean that's like overall probably one of the only things. Yeah.
Well, you
I
agreed
mean,
that,
there's been like some. There's like very few things you can point to. There was like something recently with like a certain drug that some people were pointing to.
Oh, the thing he did with Joe Rogan, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
forget
mean,
the
but
name of
like
it too,
that's
but to
like
help support
yeah. I mean,
psychedelics
I'm not very
for the-
familiar with it, but
But neither am. Well, that's another thing. You don't think that Trump's cabinet is the most bipartisan and versatile cabinets in I would say it's in the top 3 most versatile cabinets of all time, in my opinion.
okay. So, in what way?
Well, you have RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard, both registered Democrats. in
RFK
there.
Jr., the conspiracy nut who literally
All right, why is it conspiracy?
decapitated a bear and took it out in Central Park. Who literally, I can't
What
even
makes him
say
conspiracy?
things that he's done that he said that he did on a toilet seat. I can't even say that. And he's specifically supposed to be running health in this country. He said that Tylenol usage during pregnancy causes autism when a Swedish study indicated literally 2.5 million people, no association between
You do
Tylenol
know
usage
that
during
before
pregnancy.
he was in Trump's
And
cabinet.
literally, and
He was
by the
in
way, I just want
high-level-
to reference Tylenol is incredibly important for people who have fever during the context of pregnancy because untreated maternal fever is incredibly bad for the person who's pregnant and for the pregnancy in of itself, along with the fact that it's incredibly harmful because it's one of the only safe ways to address maternal fever, and it can cause people to use more harmful ways of trying to address it because the fucking government is telling you to do a certain thing, and people follow the government just because like it's been somewhat trustworthy historically when it comes to things like this.
Before RFK Jr. was in Trump's cabinet, you do know he was an environmental lawyer who was
Yeah, and he's
largely
gone back on
responsible
all
for-
of that work by supporting the very administration that literally says climate change is a hoax and the climate's going to start cooling and science just doesn't know it yet. That's what Trump said. I can play the clip. Do you want to hear him say that?
Trump is not a client science. Why are we getting our climate information from Trump?
No, but he's the administration that's being supported by
That doesn't make it
by
that doesn't
RFK,
make RFK
and he literally denies science and denies climate change and says it's a hoax. How could you possibly, if you cared about in the environment, possibly do that? Like, that makes literally no sense.
I'm going to tell you right now. Because
There's literally
RFK
no
Jr.
reasonable person that would ever say that.
Listen to me. Because RFK Jr. Took the avenue that he thought can get his voice out there to help American people get healthier.
And how's he done that? What has he done?
How has he done that? By fighting tooth and nail to get harmful, cancer-causing food dyes out of food. By helping
Which ones?
people eat healthy. What do you mean, Red 40?
That's not out. That's still sold. And by the way,
he's trying to get it. He's phasing
so
it
he's
out.
trying. So okay, what has he done yet? He's so versatile, everybody. Versatile like you've never seen before.
So you're saying to try to get food dyes out of food is wrong, is what you're saying.
So it depends on the ones. Obviously, you have evidence that's going to be disenfranchising to people. But what you're not understanding is that that's not the only thing that he's done. I can reference countless more things that he's done that specifically have led to significantly worse off conditions for public health. Public health is not better off because RFK is in office. If you think public health is better off with RFK in office, I'm sorry, but you literally don't believe in science then. Okay? You have to literally deny science to think that RFK is good for public health.
How are any of the things I just mentioned bad for the country?
So because
exercise, getting dye out of food, getting people to eat real food again?
Okay, so exercise. No one else disputed that. That already existed. We already talked about that. What was the other one? Getting dyes out of food? If it's going to be disenfranchising, we're going to advocate that, like such as myself. What you're not understanding, though, is that's not all what he's done. You have to categorize everything that they've done. Didn't he, promote fucking raw milk?
He didn't promote it. He just said some people that unpasteurized milk might be healthier for some people, is what he said.
Is there any evidence to support that?
I'm not going to drink. I don't drink milk much. I'm
just asking the question. Is there any evidence supporting that?
There might be. I don't know. I didn't
research it, but nope. Do you know what the pasteurization process is?
Yeah, actually, yes.
What is it?
Well, I've seen it done, actually, because in my line of work, we actually handle the pest control and wildlife control of certain.
Okay, so just can you just answer the question? So, what do they do?
I don't know, do some shit with the milk to make it drinkable.
Some shit with the milk to make it drinkable. Okay, so they heat it up.
Hey, it's not wrong though.
Well, I understand, but this is why there's so many public health crises, because people that's their understanding of things. Okay, so let me just clarify. All right, they heat it up. That's it. They just heat it up, and they get rid of the bacteria and the bad things in it by heating it up.
Well, what did he say? What was his exact quote for why he supported it? I'm curious now.
I mean, we can go back. It's been a while since I've looked at it. I'm just he has clearly not been beneficial for this, okay? We've had a measles outbreak under the Trump administration, significantly more cases. Compare the amount of cases that existed for measles in the country when the Democrats were in office versus when Trump got in office. It's actually staggering. It's crazy.
I don't think it's that. It was that one little outbreak
stunning.
at the beginning of this term. It wasn't that big.
Wait, are you driving right now?
No.
Oh, okay. Is there someone else driving?
I'm in a parking lot right now. Today I'm working out on.
Oh, okay. As long as you're not driving, it's okay. Because it's TikTok TOS.
But I don't know. I think RFK is a great addition to Trump's cabinet. What about Tulsi Gabbard? That's the other one I wanted to discuss.
Yeah. So what about her? She literally everything that she supported has been contradicted by this administration. She's wanted to get out of the regime change forever wars in the Middle East, and then literally joins the Trump administration, and they go to war with Iran, which is the complete utter hypocrisy of Tulsi Gabbard there, literally supporting the administration that is defending the very thing that she literally was running against and saying was the most horrible thing. I just want to clarify. Like this is what I mean. RFK and Tulsi Gabbard have been literally made into absolute fools by Trump. Walking contradictions, absolute fools. Because his
Well, then why
policy
hasn't she run for
actively
reelection?
contradicts
If what you say is
everything
true,
in which they prior stood for.
I disagree. I don't think she would have stuck around if she disagreed with what was going on that heavily.
Oh,
Nobody in their right mind would.
I mean, it would look bad, right? If she disagreed with it. So apparently she is okay with regime change forever wars in the Middle East. And starting wars of aggression, you know?
Do you really believe that?
And the
Iran is gonna be
neocon
forever
mentality,
war?
she's turned it into a neocon. She's changed her mind, right?
But do you really think Iran is going to be a forever war?
I think that there's no plan to leave. I think that as long as the Republicans are in office, right, I think it will be in effect, and I hope that the next Democratic administration would get rid of that. And by the way, I think I hear you moving, so I'm gonna go on to the next person because I think I definitely hear you moving. So, let me go on to the next individual. By the way, Amanda, thank you so much for the $4.20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you so much for the $6.90. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, David. Gretchen, thank you so much for the dollar as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, I have asked that question before. I should keep asking that question. Amanda, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. Morgan with the $4.20. Thank you. Amanda, thank you for the $4.20 as well. Yes, I did. Megan, thank you so much for the $4.20. Daphne, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $42. Thank you so much for happy holidays. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Give some W's for them in the comment section. Kayla with the $4.20. Thank you very much. Amanda with the $4.20. Thank you. As well as... yes, I see that. Oh, Justina, thank you for the $42.20. Thank you so much on PayPal. I really appreciate it. I knew I could count on you. The best. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Courtney as well. Thank you for the $4.20. Thank you very much. Let me go over to the YouTube. I need to catch up on YouTube. I really do apologize. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up over. And if you're on TikTok, tap that screen to help get it out to more people. If you want to support me as always, we have Venmo, PayPal link tree in the bio as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat as always. Let's make sure to go on to the YouTube Super Chat real quick. Give me a quick second. Madden, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you very much. It is absolutely actually. Dilo, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Phoenix, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. Happy holidays. Phoenix, thank you for the $10. Happy holidays as well. Happy holidays, actually. As well as Phoenix, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much for giving the state of the economy, the reality, average Americans, color. Yeah, it's definitely worse off. You said, we as society can't afford to maintain a large society as we have, let alone replace it. Yeah, the argument could reduce to that. Sarah, thank you so much for the $6.70. SBR, thank you so much for the $2. Fruit Punch, thank you for the $4.20. Thank you very much. Thank you. Megaroni, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $10. Thank you very much. And the $5. As well as Silver, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you very much. Yeah, I know. It literally is just rebranded. Let's go on to the next individual here real quick. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria, everybody.
Neymar for president.
Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Only do you send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen, everybody. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello, Parker. 19.
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
What's your birth year?
2006, June 20.
Okay, and if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Right now I'm not sure. I'm here just to look into it.
Okay. I recommend just watching the stream. You can hear the different arguments from me versus the Trump supporter that comes up on the stream, or watch my YouTube where you can see the debates between us. That's the best way really to see both sides in terms of the debate. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, what's going on? I'm 35.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
If the election was held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
Not a lot of. I'm not a big fan on the on a lot of things that he's doing. One thing that I do want to say is that he made uh, a lot of the people that were here illegally think twice about what they were here for in the beginning, what the reason of them traveling from their country to stay here. A lot of my peers and people that I work with, back in the day, they were here to party, save money, and just get drugged up, and alcoholism was a big one. And now that all the immigration has been going on and crazy, deportations, now they're not going out to partying. Now they're not going to get drunk. Now they're not using drugs anymore as hard as they used to. Now they're actually watching their financial situation and rethinking of why they're here, why
So,
they're,
so you think it can create a reflection for some people, like individually,
of course,
anecdotally in their lives, and that could be true for those
yes,
individual people. But I don't think
yeah,
that's
and
true for enough people overall to say that his
yeah,
policies are good. And I also would
very,
say that,
very.
like, if you reference his overall policies, they disenfranchise significantly greater amounts of people. There have
Yeah,
been
I just
individ.
wanted to get that. I just wanted to get that point of view on my side. For a lot of people, it's not right what he's doing, and I understand why. But in a way, somebody, either Democrat or Republican, have to set a firm and strong structure for everybody that lives here. I do agree that the United States is very, very strong, financially and in every way possible to be able to sustain their people that live here and other people that come from other places. I don't feel like other people are bad. I just feel like the reason why they come here, they lose their focus on how they can make America good. Whether it's Republican or Democrat, it doesn't matter. I just feel like we need a structural, and firm leader. So
Okay, and I
I'm
think
not.
that we had more of that with Kamala Harris than we have with Donald Trump. I don't think that he's a structured leader. I think he's crazy and insane, and he got kicked out of
Yeah,
his own situation room because he was
and a
crashing
lot.
out and going insane,
Yeah,
and they thought he was too aggressive in terms of his behavior, and so like he literally got kicked out. And I mean, I don't think that's ever happened in U.S. history.
I appreciate the platform and thank you for what you're doing. Let's make America great, Democrat or Republican.
Okay. Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen, everyone. You have how old are you?
Yo, so I want you to debate my
How old are
brother.
you?
No, I ain't trying to debate you, but you can debate my brother. Like, he supports Trump, yeah?
And how old are you?
And I'm 18.
What's your birth year?
Nigger, nigger, nigger,
You're
nigger, nigger, nigger,
disgusting.
nigger, 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 nigger.
Dude, seriously disgusting. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen, everybody. Alrighty, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Fuck you, bro.
Oh, okay. I thought they were gonna be a troll. They just said they hated me, so let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
32.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
I like his foreign policies. I like what he's done for the country, as in stepping in and making the choices that other president hasn't really done in the past few years. With he helped open up the Strait of Hormuz, which I believe that was a good thing.
It's closed currently.
What's up?
It's currently closed.
When did it close? Because
It closed, like literally like a few days ago, even because
Okay.
it like the ceasefire is not holding up. It's not working very well.
Okay, he made an attempt to have it open, and it was open.
Yep, he said it was open, and then it literally was closed the next day.
Well, I mean, you can't really hold that against Trump for having
Yeah, you
it
can.
closed a couple days ago.
Yeah, you can because he claims
He's
it was
making an
open. That's what
attempt.
he said was true in negotiations. They said no, we didn't agree to that, and it was closed still.
Well, he's making a good attempt to have it open.
Okay. But like,
And I
how is he
believe
making
wasn't
a?
there?
You know, I think a better attempt would be like not going to war with Iran in the first place, because it was like it
So
was
we
open
just
before. You know, remember?
so we just sit back and watch Iran blow up Israel. We just watch it happen, and Israel's our ally.
I don't think that we should be funding Israel. If Israel wants to fight a war, that's Israel. I don't know why we'd want to involve ourselves constantly
It's because
forever. It's
they're
ridiculous.
our
Why?
ally.
Why do you want to fund Israel?
Israel is our allies, America's allies.
I don't think allies constantly get you involved in forever wars. Right? Like for wars of aggression. For their
Okay,
interest and not for
calling
yours.
it a
I
forever
don't
war
see
is
that
a
to be like a good
hypothetical.
allyship, you know?
Well, for one, calling it a forever war is a hypothetical.
I'm talking about what's existed historically through this administration's policies and prior policies of American intervention in the Middle East. That's exactly what these conditions have led to. So you just said, "Oh, should we just let Israel get attacked?" Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
Like that's not our duty to defend them. Do you think that we should have defended Ukraine?
they're not our allies, so no.
Ukraine, we literally had an agreement with to defend.
Okay,
And
that
by the
doesn't
way, it
make
wasn't
them
defend.
our
When you're not
ally.
even defending Israel here, you're fighting on behalf of Israel's war of aggression. That again, the U.S. and Trump administration on behalf of Bibi Netanyahu literally started this war.
Okay, then what is the point in having an ally if you're not gonna step in and help?
Oh, say that one more time. What's the point of having an ally
What?
if you won't step in and help? Because
Yeah,
well then, yeah, don't be allied with Israel. How about that? They're not in NATO. They're not a part of our allyship that necessitates any type of military action.
that then that negates the fact that having an ally. But if you're gonna have an ally, then you have to help. So that's why I support stepping in and helping Israel because they are our allies. If they weren't, like I said, I wouldn't support. I don't support the Ukraine
So wait,
war because
Ukraine is literally a designated ally because of the fact that we literally have an agreement with them to defend them called the Budapest Memorandum.
they're not our allies in of war.
What?
They're not allies of war, though.
They're not allies of war.
Yes,
So what is that? What do you
like
say?
Australia is an ally of America. They're not allies like that, like Australia is.
We're in no membership specifically with Israel to have to fight a war of aggression on their behalf. There's nothing that obligates us to that. Along with the fact that in terms of with Ukraine, there is literally an agreement that we have signed that obligates us to defend them if Russia were to invade, which Russia did.
Okay, then we held up our part of the agreement then.
You said we held up our part of agreement for Ukraine?
Yes, Ukraine.
Well, you said that we shouldn't defend them. You said that we shouldn't provide that. But you said that we should literally fight on behalf of an offensive war for Israel.
Well, I said that without the information known of having that agreement. Without
Oh,
that
okay.
agreement,
So
sure.
so now that
But
you
now
know,
having the
okay.
information of the agreement, then yeah. If we made the agreement, then of course we
But we
should.
didn't have any agreement with Israel, so why do we have to fight a war on their behalf?
Because aren't they our allies?
Again, Just because someone's an ally or existed as an ally historically speaking does not mean that we should fight wars of aggression on their behalf. That makes literally
Yes,
zero
it
fucking
does.
sense. Do you not know that allies could go fucking rogue?
It negates the whole definition of ally if you don't step in and help.
And that's not true. You cannot fight on a war that another country is fighting and you can still be allied.
No, that negates the fact of being an ally. If
No,
one
it doesn't.
country is your ally and they go to war,
Wait, so then you
go
don't think that we're
help
allied with a
them.
bunch of Europe that's not helping out Trump's war with Iran? We're not allied with them anymore, so Trump cut off our allyships with those European nations?
No, they did not.
So now you don't think it's the basis of allyship? That's what I thought.
No, I believe that they should help, step in and help anybody that's an ally.
Wait, so if they're not helping, are they not an ally?
No, they are, but they should.
Oh, okay,
help.
okay. So
They
you
should
cannot help and be an ally. You just conceded. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Yes, you can.
You just conceded.
Well, my point of view is different. I believe that they should help. If you're going to be an ally, you should help. But because they're not, that's on them.
That okay? I'm confused with your point you're trying to make. What?
Okay, my point is Europe not stepping in, even though that they're our allies, that is on them. And I believe.
Okay, so they are still our allies. So the point that we're making is that if they're still designated our allies, then your whole point here, right, isn't that allyship is predicated off of the idea that you defend the other one. So even if you do still consider them an ally, that doesn't mean you have to fight a war of aggression on their behalf. Insane.
I feel like they should help.
What?
If they're gonna be our ally, they should help.
If they're going to be our ally, they should help. Okay, but are they? No. So given that they haven't, and given that they won't, does that mean that they're not our ally anymore?
No, that doesn't make them an enemy.
Okay. So then what's your point?
My point is whoever your ally is, if they make a decision, you support them. Or don't be allies if you're not going to support them.
Okay, let's not be allies.
Then we shouldn't support them.
Agreed. So you agree we shouldn't support the state of Israel in their offensive conflicts and wars?
We should not if we're not going to be their ally.
What?
We should.
Are you
not
trolling me, dude?
support... No, I keep laughing because you keep saying what. Is there something wrong with my mic? Do I have an echo?
No, I think you're just trying to repeat the same thing over and over again, and you're not really responding to the point I'm making. It does sound like you're trolling me. Man.
No, I don't have another way to define my point. So that's why I keep saying the same thing over and over, because I don't know how else to say it in another way.
Alrighty. Is there anything else you want to talk about before I go into the next person?
No. I appreciate what you do, though.
All right, appreciate you. Let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. What's up, how old are you?
Hey. I'm 19.
What's your birth year?
All leftists deserve to die and get...
What a disgusting fuck. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen.
Meemaw for president.
Let's go to the next individual. Everybody, only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. What's up, how old are you?
Can you hear me?
How old are you?
19.
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
What's your birth year?
2006, June 20.
And you said you're how old again?
19.
Okay, and do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
I think it's really complicated because not this election, the one before it, I leaned more on the Democrat side, but I feel that the Iran war was a good move from Trump's side.
Was the war with Iran a good move from Trump? No.
Kind of.
No, it was a bad move. Why? Because it was a war of aggression. Why? Because it's incredibly costly. Why? Because it hasn't met any of our objectives. Why? Because the JCPOA met more objectives. Why? Because it's led to less peace around the region. Why? Because it's destroyed relationships with our allies. I can give countless more. It destabilized the region. It's led to innocent civilians dying.
Mhm. But in the Middle East, my mom, she's from the UAE. Personally, I've lost a grandfather in a war with Iran against the UAE and trying to control the three islands in Hormuz. So this is kind of a sensitive topic, but I can still talk about it. Iran was a very big threat in the Middle East, especially in the last 50 to 60 years. They have took three islands from the UAE, and they have, as we know, UAE is a great ally to Israel. It's a great ally to America. It has managed the Middle East a lot, managed it, I believe it, Saudi Arabia and Oman are our greatest allies in the Middle East, and anything hurting them is going to be hurting us.
Well, I do think that the UAE has funded a literal genocide within Sudan. So
I do
I
believe
do
that
think
as
that there
well.
are like legitimate reasons to go against. Now, I definitely wouldn't defend the IRGC or Iran's actions, but I also could acknowledge that like the UAE has committed horrible atrocities, and I'm sorry to hear that anything happened to one of your family members. That's obviously like horrible and atrocious to have to deal with, you know. And I obviously couldn't ever imagine the level of pain that someone could deal with in terms of like a situation like that. Um, Now,
Thank
the
you.
argument that I would make is that the U.S. shouldn't be involved in the Middle East. Our continual military involvement has destabilized the region, has cost trillions of dollars, and has not led to better conditions
Mhm.
for the American people or for the people in the region, and is useless within my eyes and should be stopped. I see no good reason to militarily involve ourselves continually. We should be investing that money here at home in like American infrastructure, right, and healthcare access and childcare and basic things people need. The fact that we're funding Israel when they have a universal healthcare system and have all these social safety nets that we don't have here in the U.S. is absurd to me.
I do not believe that it's useless, and I'm sorry to go out of topic a bit, but the people who are saying that I have an accent, it is because I was raised in the Middle East. Actually, I was raised in Oman for 16 years, and I came back for the last 3 years in the US. I'm sorry if I have an accent.
No, there's nothing wrong with having an accent at all.
Thank you. So the point that I was trying to say is that I study petroleum engineering, and with controlling Venezuela's oil reserves, look.
You have swiped out of the app, by the way.
Oh, sorry. I got the notification and I accidentally clicked. So the oil that we need to extract from Venezuela, although it has the largest oil reserves in the world, it cannot be extracted for a reason because the barrel price is way cheaper than the extraction price. With having the barrel prices rising all over the world, we can extract that oil for a profit.
Okay, so you think that we should go to the Middle East to extract a profit?
No, I believe we should go to the Middle East to destroy an imminent threat in Iran that is going to be there forever. It's not going to change unless we have a regime change.
Let
And
me
by
let
the
me
way, I'm
clarify.
Muslim as well.
Imminent threat. Let me
Okay.
just clarify. So, what is an imminent threat?
I'm not sure really. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so like an imminent threat, we're posing that like we're going to be attacked. It's going to happen, and it's like soon, right? There's nothing that indicates you could say that Iran's a threat, but you can't say that Iran's an imminent threat to the United States. I see no good reason to say that. There was no U.S. intelligence indicating we were under imminent threat of being attacked. That's actually why Joe Kent, the what's it called? The guy that oversaw counterterrorism intelligence relating to counterterrorism in the U.S. within the state within Trump's administration, literally left because he said that there was no intelligence that Iran was going to strike us, imminent risk of striking us, and that we were doing this on behalf of the state of Israel. And he couldn't defend a war of
And by the
aggression.
way, Iran's missile cannot reach the US soil. It only can reach military bases until China and I believe the Atlantic Ocean. So it cannot reach you. That's why they're attacking places in the Middle East. And I'm sorry if I said imminent because I've been hearing that word so much and I don't know its meaning, so I thought it was a smart word.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm so sorry for that.
You're good. Don't worry.
Okay. But I do believe Iran is going to strike whether we started a war with them or not, because they have been shown to be very aggressive even before this war. As I said about the three islands, the islands of Musa, they have been taken by Iran. It was I believe it was a 33-day war where 200 soldiers were lost for the UAE and a couple of soldiers from Oman and Saudi Arabia. And I believe that war was started only because those islands are very, very useful in transporting oil. Do you know that the island in Hormuz that Iran controls, it like holds 90% or does not hold it. It helps
20%
transport
of
90%.
global oil supply.
Yeah. So by controlling those islands, it gives them a huge advantage in the region over any other country.
Yeah, but like, I mean, they're exerting that right now because of the fact that Trump imposed this war. If Trump didn't impose this war, they wouldn't have done that.
That is kind of true, yeah. Anyways, thank you, Parker. I appreciate everything that you're doing, although I'm a Republican. Thank you so much.
All right. Appreciate you. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen, everybody. We are just looking for some debates. Valerie, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $4.20. Thank you. I did about half that, actually, but thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Ashley, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Exactly. It's ridiculous. I don't understand why. Yeah, it's like literally saying you would commit a crime just because you have a friend. Like, what? Rachel, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Trina, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $4.20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Trina. Happy holidays to you. Kenzie, thank you so much for the $4.20 as well. Amanda, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. Base, thank you very much. Christian, thank you so much for the $6.70. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Papa Wheelie, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $50 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. When your friend keeps starting fights and expecting you to have their back, that's no longer a friend. That's a leech. And Israel is a leech to the United States of America. It's not our job to save them in disasters that they started. Exactly. Like, the administration's fucking going crazy, rogue, starting wars, getting us involved. Literally, Netanyahu is literally going into the fucking Situation Room and literally being a part of these decisions. And that's, like, actually insane. And I'm pretty sure it's unprecedented to have, like, members of a foreign country's government in the Situation Room making a decision about a war like that. I think it's unprecedented. I'd have to go and check, but I'm pretty sure that is true. Let's go on to the next individual here. Everybody, I do have more people to thank, but let's make sure to go on to the next individual here quick. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
What's your birth year?
2006.
Okay, and what month?
February.
Okay. If the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
I think he's the best president we ever had. What he's doing for the economy, what he's doing for just everything, really.
Okay. Can you name one metric of the economy that's better off since Trump got in office?
I think that inflation, he's been doing well for that.
Inflation's gone up since Trump got in office.
That's propaganda.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Bureau of Labor don't know nothing.
Okay, you're trolling. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. By the way, thank you so much, Keonan. Thank you so much for the 5 membership subscriptions. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Grandma Diane. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's always good to see you. Thank you so much. Joel, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you very much. Yeah, the Trump family is definitely getting rich off the war. As well as Kim, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. For war earns billionaires more. POTUS is making bank. Literally, it's unprecedented that the president of the United States is making billions off the presidency. Like, I want people to fathom how fucking crazy that is. There's so many things that individually in of themselves are fucking nuts and would literally tank another administration. It's actually absurd. Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Okay, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen, everybody. Rob, thank you for the $7. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Happy holidays. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Oh, okay, let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen, everybody.